Hey, everyone. How are we doing today? How are we doing today? Super excited about today's training as we close out Women's Month, the month of March. I want to first thank everyone, all of the sisters who attended. I want to thank all of the speakers, all the presenters for the Women's Wealth Conference this month. I want to send a special thanks for them taking time and pouring out to each and every one of you. We want to thank Sister Cadorso Falcon for pouring into you. Sister Constance Price also poured into you during this wealth conference. Robin Walker also poured into you, and Sister Boomy as well poured into you. She was so great. And of course, Prophetess India as well, and Sister Patricia. There was just such an amazing lineup of so many amazing women for this virtual wealth conference. And I want to just say thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. Wouldn't have been able to do this conference without you. But I am excited today as we close out to talk about this topic of wealth, the wealth topic. So the topic of our conference was women whole, women whole, women healed, and women wealthy. That was the topic of our conversation. Now, I want you to do me a favor, give me a second, and I want you to go to the chat bar, and I want you to share, and I want you to tag this video as we are going to talk about wealth. And I think this is a topic that is very popular and that we want to make sure as many people as possible get this information about wealth. So I'm going to put us on hold for a second, and I want you to take a moment. Just go ahead and take a moment and share and tag someone. Share. Great day, everyone. All right. We are back. We are back. We are back. I hope you get a moment to share. I greatly appreciate it. So we are going to go ahead and, like I said, I want to thank everyone that participated in in the Women's Wealth Conference. They did an amazing job. And I just want to thank them, and thank them. So I'm very grateful for them. And I also want to thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up for them. Thank you for being present as they were doing their trainings. So today I want to chat a little bit, and I won't be before you long, but I have like some things that I want to talk about as it relates to wealth, specifically as it relates to women's wealth. I want to chat about that. And but before I get started on that, I first want to say thank you to everyone who sent all of those amazing comments, all of the amazing congratulations, and all of the love for the close on my new project where I closed on the 7 lots of land, so that I could build my micro smart home community. So I want to thank you. Thank you for the love. I just couldn't get to everyone. I believe we had close to about 70,000 when we were counting, and I just can't say thank you to over 70,000 people, but I want you to know that I'm grateful for you, and I am thankful for you, and I appreciate you. So I have some data and some information that I want to share with you, as it relates to wealth. So, first of all, I need us all to understand that we are living in the largest wealth transfer in history. But before I go there, I want to go into prayer. Father God, we thank you for today. I thank you for this training that you've given me as it relates to the wealth transfer and the transfer of wealth amongst your daughters and your people, Father. I ask that you allow me to articulate, allow me to teach, allow me to awaken the mindsets of people, the spirits of people, so that they can move, so that they can get in a place of abundance, so that they can create generational wealth, create legacies, God, move in a state of abundance, not scarcity, but a place of abundance and prosperity, breaking every poverty mentality, every poverty mindset, every poverty thought process, that we break it and we shatter it, God, and we place it with prosperity, wealth, abundance, in the overflow. God, we thank you and we count it done. Amen. All right, guys. So I want you to know that we are living in the um, largest wealth transfer in history. Let me say that again. We are not waiting on wealth. I need you to understand that. We're not waiting on wealth. We are living in the moment where wealth is shifting. So we, once again, are living right now, 2026, in the largest wealth transfer of history. Let me just give you some information and some data so that you understand that I'm not just saying this because I got it off of a hunch. I got it because I have it in my spirit, but I also got it because it's backed by data. Okay. So right now, America has a trillions of dollars, trillions with a T. Okay. Trillions of dollars that are exchanging hands. And according to I think it's the Cerulli, Cerulli, Cerulli Associates. There's about $124 trillion to be transferred in between the next 10 to 20 years. That's a lot. 124 trillion. But out of that, 105 trillion is expected to go to heirs. That's generational wealth. That's most of it is expected to go to the heirs. But about 18 trillion is expected to go to charity. Okay? So the report said that nearly 100 trillion of that transfer comes from baby boomers and the older generations alone. I need us to understand this. So this is not small money that we're talking about. This is not theory that we're talking about. This is not someday that we're talking about. We are talking about right now. So I want you to go to the chat bar and I need you to understand that we are talking about right now. Somebody say right now. Yeah, we're talking about right now. Okay. Now, while people are distracted, and there's a lot of things to get distracted about right now, but while people are distracted, people are getting emotional. I need you to, and while people are distracted and emotional, they're also unprepared. I need you to understand that. There's a lot going on in the world, social media, the economy, the presidency, wars, rumor wars, all this stuff. So people are distracted, people get emotional. We could talk about housing and all of those things. But in the meanwhile, there are too many of us unprepared. While the largest wealth shift is happening, we're unprepared. So I want you to know that the wise always get into position. So as you listen to me today, I pray that you hear me and that you get into position. This is not little money. Like, this is real. Even the Federal Reserve reported that the US household nonprofit net worth rose to about 184.1 trillion, and that was in the fourth quarter of 2025 alone. So you know what that means? That means that there's more wealth in the system that has ever been in the system before. So don't let them fool you as it relates to saying that there's no money, that there's a economic downturn. And there may be, and there are. I'm not negating that there are some places of financial drought. But what I'm saying to you is that there is abundance and there's so much wealth out there being transferred. But if you're not prepared for it, you'll be focusing on everything going wrong and watching wealth pass you by. And then when you realize what's happening, it's too late. So there's, like I said, that's $184.1 trillion in the fourth quarter of 2025 alone. So that means that there's more wealth in the system than ever before. So the question is not, is there wealth? That's not the question. The question is not, is there wealth? Don't even ask that question. The question is, who is prepared to receive it? Who is prepared to receive the wealth? Who is prepared to multiply the wealth? Who is prepared to build with it? That's the real question. I'm going to ask that again. Who is prepared to receive the wealth? Who is prepared to multiply it? Who is prepared to build the wealth? That's the real question. Because the wealth transfer isn't just about inheritance. I need you to understand that. It's about access, it's about ownership, but it's also about understanding how it moves from customer to builder. Money moves from borrower to lender, from worker to owner. So money moves. So one of the things that caught my attention when I'm reading this report is that 54 trillion is expected to transfer to widows, and more than 95% of that, which are the widows, are women. So this means that women are not on the sidelines of this wealth shift. Some women are right in the center of it. In the center of it. So I'm not talking about women and little money. I'm not talking about like a cute conversation. I'm talking about national economic shifts. I'm talking about, there are women, and if we look at data, there's women who have been ready to manage the money, to steward the money, to invest the money, and to build with legacy with their money. The data shows that this wealth shift is predominantly going to women. We understand that? Because I need us to understand that if wealth comes in your hands, I need you to understand. Let me say it this way. If wealth came in your hands right now, So I am still here and I'm having a little bit of a technical difficulty with the visuals, but if you could go to the chat bar and let me know if you can hear me. Somebody say I can hear you. You may not be able to see me for whatever reason, but let me know if you can hear me. Go to the chat bar and say I can hear you. Let me know. Let me know you can hear me. You can hear me. Thank you. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, good. I'm glad you can hear me. I'm not sure exactly what happened. But nevertheless, I'm gonna keep on going. Nevertheless, I'm gonna keep on going. It keeps going in and out. So at any rate, we're gonna go ahead. So, like I was saying, are you prepared? Are you prepared for this wealth shift that's happening? Right? So there's, like I was saying, with the data. Now let me just talk a little bit about the women. So um I'm gonna stop for 1 second because I don't like pushing stuff. Can y'all just go into prayer for a minute for those of you who know how to pray? I'm gonna figure out this little technical difficulty situation, and somebody go into pray for a second for me. Somebody do that. Go into prayer. The devil's a liar. We're going to get through this because we're going to learn about this wealth and this wealth transfer. Okay, we're just going to go without this camera. It is what it is. As long as you can hear me, as long as you can hear me. If it pops on, it pops on. But as long as you can hear me. Someone say you can hear me again. Someone say you can hear me. Let me know, please, before I move on. Somebody say I can hear you. 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 I'm waiting for you. Somebody go to the chat bar, please. Go to the chat bar, please. Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right. So back to what I was saying as relates to the wealth. There's extreme amount of wealth is basically what I'm saying. Trillions of dollars out there. And a lot of that money is going to women, but not just anyone, it's to the women who are prepared. I just want to have a conversation for a second with women and wealth. And I want you to know that there is no lack of money, there is no lack of abundance. It's, are you prepared to receive it? One of the things that I understand and learned on this journey of wealth. I'm gonna take a shift right quick and get away from these datas and let me just flow um while I can. So what I realize as on this journey of wealth is that there's some things that are required. And I was talking the other day, I gave a speech the other day, and I said to the young ladies that I was talking to, I was sharing that making the million was the easy thing to do, but the hardest thing was believing that I could do it. You understand? Believing that you can do it. Now, I gave a lot of statistics about money, about the shift, about wealth shift, how all the baby boomers are transferring these trillions of dollars. But if that's not flowing and if that's not your story, then wealth is going to arrive in your hands and your family different than it arrives in someone else's hand. I need you to make a lot of comments as I talk so I know that you're hearing me. All right. I need an amen corner. I need you to talk to me a lot in those chat bars so I know that you're hearing me. Okay. So if you're not part of that wealth transfer from baby boomers, you don't have grandparents leaving you an inheritance or parents leaving you inheritance, then we got to look at this wealth thing a little bit differently. We got to look at wealth on how can I create the wealth. That means you're responsible for leaving an inheritance for the next generation, okay? You're responsible for the next generation, okay? So if we look at it from that standpoint of you being responsible for the next generation, and that's my story because I don't have a baby boomer leaving me anything, I don't have an inheritance leaving me anything, so I'm responsible for my children and I'm responsible for my children's children. Please, y'all, go to the chat bar, talk to me so I know you hear me, as I feel God and I feel I want to share this with you because wealth is your birthright. I need you to first understand that. Wealth is your birthright. It's your birthright. But unfortunately, too many too many of us don't know how to unlock the birthright, right? We know how to quote the scripture, Deuteronomy 8 and 18, is God who gives us the power to get the wealth. But do we know how to turn the switch on? Do we know how to turn the power on? So I want to give you some tips today on this wealth journey that I've learned a lot. And for those of you who don't know my story, you can Google me, you could throw me in Chat GBT, and it will share the story. But I'm telling you, many of you were on the post that I made where I'm so grateful for closing on this land to build this community. A micro smart home community is phenomenal. It's a huge opportunity, and I'm grateful for this opportunity to partner and to help shift economies. But I didn't start there, right? So the story before I became Dr. Roberta Hoskie, before I was the millionaire mindset chieftain, and before I invested in real estate for the first time or opened up my first company, I'm going to remind you who I am. I was a single mother at 17. I was homeless and I was on welfare. I think I need to remind some of you of that because you see now, but you don't understand the transition and the pain and the story that comes up for when that I had to go through when I make that post. To God be the glory under closing on land. There's been a whole journey. So I just want to remind you of that I didn't just show up here. Okay. And along the way, I've learned some things, and I feel responsible to share these things since we're responsible for wealth creation for the next generation. And what I found out, sisters and brothers, is the first thing you have to really, really, really understand is you got to get past your own mindset. You have to get past your own self doubting, self sabotaging habits and your own mindset. And if we're honest with ourselves, we know that sometimes we have a little voice deep inside of us that tells us to be satisfied with what we have. Am I talking to somebody? Somebody, am I talking to you today? There's a voice that has you say, "Oh, be happy with what you have because you're not like your parents," right? I want you to be honest, right? Right? And so there's a little voice that holds you back or make you not be as bold as you want to be or make you not make those decisions like you want to do or start that business or have those conversations. Sometimes we have these things and we self-sabotage ourselves. So on the rules, when we talk about wealth, first of all, we have to believe that it is us. You have to believe that it is you, Sean, that is you, Tanya, that is you, Patricia, that it is you that God desires to give wealth to. You got to understand that first and foremost. I can tell you all the steps. I can give you a real estate blueprint, but if your mindset is not in a position to receive what I have for you, if your mindset is still in a mindset of scarcity or lack, or you still see yourself coming out of the projects, then I can give you the blueprint, but you won't receive it. This is why there's so many people that go to all of these conferences. You learn everything. You got 59 degrees, but you still broke, because it's not about a degree. It's about the mindset. Somebody say the mindset. Go to the chat bar and say it's the mindset. So rule number one with extreme wealth creation, and I'm not talking about little wealth creation, you have to believe that it is you. You have to believe that it is you that God has called for your generation, for your family, for your bloodline. It is me that is chosen to do this, not somebody else, but it is me. But it is me. Right? And so that's rule number one. I want everyone to go in the mindset in the chat bar and say, it's me. It's me. I'm the one. Just say, I'm the one. I'm the one. Yeah. I don't care the background. I just told you I was homeless, but I'm building communities now. But God, right? I'm the one. I need you to say that. I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the one. Right? And it's never too late. Don't let your mind start playing tricks on you, trying to tell you it's too late. You did all of this stuff and now it's too late. I need to remind you that you're the one today. It's me. I'm the one. That's right. So that's rule number one. You have to believe that you're the one, that you can do this, that you're called to do this, that God wants you to have this. And then number two, I'm going to tell you something, that if you truly get this, it'll unlock extreme prosperity, right? It will truly unlock extreme prosperity, but it's too simple. And sometimes people think creating wealth is complicated. Somebody say it's simple, right? So wealth flows. If you listening to me, get this. Wealth flows to people who solve problems. I need you to get that. If you think about everyone who created wealth, they solved problems. Elon Musk, whether we like him or not, he solved problems. Jeff Bezos from Amazon, he solved problems. Wealth flows to people who solve problems. So I'm going to ask you, what problem are you solving? And the bigger the problem that you solve, the more wealth that will flow to you. Somebody, are you listening? Somebody say, I'm listening. Wealth flows to people who solve problems. This is God today. This is why I was having a little bit of technical difficulties. This is why I was a little bit late. But whoever catches this, I pray that you become free. Whoever catches this, I pray that the financial holes that have held you back for years, that you get this and you run. And so I'm asking you, what problems are you solving? What problems are you solving, right? So um that's important. Of course, you have to have multiple streams of income, but if you focus on being a problem solver, then by default wealth will come to you. It will come to you. Even the woman who created the Spanx, she's a billionaire now. But she solved the problem of many women with pantyhose and wanting to feel like you were secure in your clothes. She had an insecurity problem, and she solved her own insecurity problem. And because she solved her own insecurity problems, she became a billionaire, because if she has this problem, then guess what? Other people may have this problem. She was nothing more than a problem solver with faith. So I need you to be a problem solver with faith. Somebody say she talking. Be a problem solver with faith. So it's a requirement. So I talk so much about building communities and development and ownership and creating assets because I solve housing problems. I solve community problems. I solve economic problems. I solve women problems. I solve those problems. I solve mindset problems. I know what problems I solve. And I don't just make noise, I add value. And the same is true for you. Whatever problem you solve, you don't make noise, you create value. And the people who create value are the people who put themselves in position to receive the wealth. So here's another point when, I was reading the article about the wealth transfer and the money that's lined up and being transferred. They said here's another important number. It said that more than 62 trillion of the total transfer is expected to come from high net worth and ultra high net worth individuals, even though those households make up about 2% of all households. So what does that mean? That means that wealth is heavily concentrated. It's heavily concentrated. So if we're serious about changing our future, we cannot just talk about money emotionally. We can't just talk the talk, but we have to talk about and create structure. It's structure, strategy, and systems. Somebody write that down. Wealth is going to come through structure, strategy, and systems. Somebody better get this thing for themselves. Your wealth transfer comes from structure, strategy, and systems. And we can't just talk about money, but we need to talk about investment readiness. We got to talk about land. We got to talk about home ownership, housing. We got to talk about cash flow. We got to talk about legacy planning. We got to talk about higher level things instead of who did what on TikTok or who's wearing what on Facebook or who's gossiping about this person. You distracted while the whole world is shifting trillions and you on the sidelines worrying about who talking about you. This is not the time for distractions. This is not the time to be caring about what somebody says about you. This is time of positioning. This is time of positioning. Because the wealth transfer is going to happen with or without you. It's not asking your permission. Oh, can the wealth transfer happen? No, baby, it's going to pass you by if you're not in position. The question is whether you will be intentional enough to participate in it. It's happening, but will you participate? It's happening, but can you participate? So, no, this is not the season, sis, to play small. No playing small. Somebody say, no playing small. This is not the season for that. This is not the time to play small. This is not the time to minimize yourself. This is not the time to sit in the back. This is the time to do massive action and come for front center. All right? This is not the time, and this is not the season to play small. This is not the season to stay financially slumbered. This is not the time to sleep. This is not the season where you look at other people's wealth from a difference. Oh, look at what she did. Oh, look what they did. Oh, look at that. This is not the season for you to be on the sideline looking at someone else's wealth while you are supposed to be creating your own wealth. This wealth transfer you are supposed to participate in it. If you're listening to me today, this is for you. This is the season to learn. This is the season to position. This is the season to build. This is the season to become a steward of wealth. This is the season. I'm going to say that again. This is not the time to play small, sis. This is massive action. This is a time of learning, positioning, building, and learning how to become a good steward of wealth. I'm going to remind you, we are living in the largest wealth transfer in history. Trillions upon trillions of dollars are shifting while we sit on the sideline. See, my message is simple, sis. I don't want you to just witness it. I don't want you to just read about it. I don't want you to see it happen for someone else. I want it to be you. I want you to be you. I don't want you to just witness it. I want you to prepare for it. And I want you to participate with it. I want you to build in it. And I want you to pass it on differently than how it was passed on to you. I started this with saying the numbers of trillions and trillions of dollars that's being transferred. About $124 trillion are being transferred, and about 105 trillion of that is for inheritance. But if you're not part of that inheritance, then sis, we got to wake up. That means we got to do the work, and we're responsible. We must have multiple streams of income. We must have a minimum of 7 streams of income. This is not the time to be okay with the status quo. This is not the time for that. Massive action. Massive. So as I close out today, I want to make sure that you take massive action immediately. Wealth belongs to you. Be blessed, and I love you.